Hey guys, so this is just going to be a short video. I wanted to share something with you that I've been working on, and mostly because this was just too cute to keep to myself and I really wanted to share this. I think I've mentioned here and there that we are going to add existing Townie children and teenagers to the families in our Build a City challenge, and I wanted to age these Sims down to toddlers for that purpose. So I went ahead and started the preparations for that last week, and instead of doing this completely off camera, I thought it would be fun to bring you along for a few of those steps, show you how I did it, and give you a glimpse of how that will look in the future. Or what it could look like if you did this in your own game. Because look at how cute they look. It might take a while before we actually see these kids in the new families, so I thought it would be nice if you could get at least a glimpse of it all right now, but mostly I wanted to show you these toddlers because it's so freaking adorable to see the Sims that we've known for so long as children and teenagers as little toddlers like this. I mean, look at them. I didn't want to keep that for myself. So yeah, by aging them down, we get to see little Tasha, little Ricky, little Randy, little Ivy grow up. And yeah, even though it won't come up in the series until at least a few more episodes, I've been working on the preparations for it and it's just so cute. So yeah, here's a little video about them and I hope you enjoy. So here are the teenagers in my extracted and made over version of them, as shown in a previous video about the Pleasantview Townies. From left to right we have Tosha Go, Alvin Futa, Ivy Kapoor, the younger, Randy London, Meadow Thayer, Orlando Santowski, Sophie Miguel and Ricky Cormier. So let's age them down. Of course, now that we did that, they are going to need a new makeover. And if you're wondering how to do this, don't worry, I will show you that in the next part of this video. Moving over to the Pleasantview Townie children, we have, again from left to right, Brittany Parker, Chandler Platz, Chloe Gonzaga, Orlando Bertino and Marsha Bruenig. So let's age these guys down too. So now that all of the children are aged down to the right age, let's move on to the next step, the Sim Blender and adding them to a household. So for the purpose of this video, we have Ivy and Amin Cormier because they just got married, so they're newlyweds. So these test subjects we have moved into this test cabin, and we can actually see the quarry from here. It's a copy from our Build a City Challenge world. So yeah, we need one more thing. I would like it if it didn't rain, so we're going to take care of that. And then we are going to need a Sim Blender. And don't worry if yours looks different. Mine is a default, so it's just the regular Sim Blender, nothing special. And these two are going to keep distracting me, so I told them to just stand still and pose. So yeah, if you want to create a new household from these Townies, I'm sure you've seen other simmers do it, but I'll show the steps. You need at least one playable sim. Then you take the Sim Blender, you go to teleport, enable summon menu, and then you summon the Sims that you want in here. So for example, we could invite Marissa Bandette and Benjamin, and it will be just like regular visitors to a household. So you can greet them, you can invite them in, and you can say goodbye so that they will leave again. But for this purpose we want them to actually be part of this household. So say you would want to move these guys out as a couple too. Are they going to run to the bed? Oh, you have a news delivery girl now. Okay, I'm going to pause the game. This is going to keep distracting me. So this is why I don't do tutorials. I can never. Okay, so say that you would want to move these guys out as a couple. You go to the Sim Blender, you go to family, you go to move in, and you move in Benjamin and Marissa. So they have to be present on the lot. And once they are here, they they are just part of this household, just like they would if you would invite them to live together. And you take one of these Sims and you take the newspaper or the computer and you move them out, just like you would do regularly. So that is how Ivy and Amin ended up here. They were Townies. I moved them into an existing household and then I sent them here. So, and if you want to reverse that process, you can also do that. You click the Sim that you would want to turn back into a Townie. You click the Sim Blender, you go to Family, and you say, make me a Townie. And it removes the Sim from the household and moves them back into the Townie pool. So there we go. Now we're just going to clear off the other ones. So Marissa and Benjamin have left again. Now for this next step, we are going to create a family out of existing Sims. And we again need the Sim Blender. You can see that these guys are married and it also shows in the family tree. So we have a nice line connecting them, showing us that they are indeed married. Then when we take the Sim Blender, we go again to teleport, summon in, and I have this household completely filled with all of the kids. So we are going to open that and we are going to summon in Ricky. Of course, Amin is actually called Sims and Ivy is called Kapoor. But since I knew that Ricky was going to be their son and I liked his last name best, I called all of them Cormier. So that's why, if you were wondering. And we are going to do the same process with 2 Sims this time. Even though this will not be their daughter. But we're also going to invite or teleport here, Sophie Miguel. Let's turn these guys around so that we can take a better look at them. And we will take a look at their makeovers in the last part of this video. But these two, they're just so cute. I've said this like 10 times already, but I mean, look at them. I really like this, in case you hadn't noticed. So yeah, this is of course Ricky Cormier, and this is little Sophie Miguel. So now the next step is going to be adding these guys to the household. And to do that, you go again to the Sim Blender, you go to Family. You could first move them in and then adopt them, but you can also just straight away adopt them. So we go to adopt and we are going to adopt Ricky. And immediately you can see that he has also joined this household. Now when we go into their family tree, we can see that he is in fact their son. So he is both connected to Amin and to Ivy. So he is now their son, but he doesn't show up in the relationship panel. And for him to show up here, we need to do one more step. We click Amin, because we want to form a connection between Amin and Ricky, and then between Ivy and Ricky. So we take Amin, we go to relationships, we take Ricky, and we go to set and remove, and we are going to set them as that they have met already. So if you know like these memories of meeting Sims, this one, we don't want them to create that with their own children. You don't meet your children. You have your children. So what this does, it sort of simulates the action where you would normally get that memory. So they are not going to get that memory, but they are going to establish a relationship. So now he knows his son and his son knows him. You could perfectly well set them at 0 because relationships can develop pretty quickly. But if you want to have them have like a higher relationship right from the start, you go back into relationships, you pick the Sim that you want a relationship with, and you go to long-term, which sets both the long-term and the short-term relationships. So let's say that we're going to set it to 20. It now says that he has a 2020 relationship with his son, and it also does the same for Ricky. If you would set it to, so again we're going to relationships, Ricky, long term, and we're going to set it to 50, which is normally the friendship level. It doesn't automatically give them a friendship label, They have to do like one interaction with each other to become friends. So yeah, that is one side of the family. But now we also want Ivy to recognize her son. So we're going to do the same with her. We're going to relationships, Ricky Cormier, set and remove, and set have met. Now in most families, I've just kept this at 0 because like I said, a few conversations and they're probably already going up higher. So for me, this is fine. But if you want, you can go back into relationships, Ricky Cormier, set long term, and set it to 20. You could also only set the short term, but it keeps the long term at 0, which is also a perfectly viable option, I guess, because the long term will develop slower. And you still give them like this boost at the start of the game. So yeah. So now we have this perfect little family of Amin, Ivy, and Ricky. And they all have each other in their relationship panels. But for this video, I wanted to give Ricky a little sister. So we are going to move Sophie into this family too. We are again going to the sim blender, family, adopt, and we are going to adopt Sophie. So you see that there's only one option. We cannot adopt all of the children in the neighborhood. You can only adopt the children that are actually present on this lot. So we are going to adopt Sophie. And you can see that also this does not give them any memory of let's ignore these memories because that's how I created them. I think Sophie was an adult when I created the children household. So let's take Ricky. Yeah, that's better. So he does not have any memories of moving into this household, of getting to know his parents or anything. You could potentially add memories through SimPE if you really want Amin and Ivy to have the memory of having a child, but we are not going to do that in this video. I'm going to keep it as it is without the memories. The only thing that I really wanted to eliminate is them developing this memory of meeting their parents. So they don't have that. So moving over to Sophie, we have now adopted Sophie into this family. But she only knows Ricky, and that is because they were together on the previous lot where they were teleported from. So in the kids' household, that's where they both were. But she doesn't know the others. But if we look at the family tree, it does show that they are all related. So all of the lines in the family tree are correct, which I really like because it takes a little bit more effort to do that in SimPE. So I like adopting them through this process. The only thing where that wouldn't work is when all of them are adults. So adults can adopt children, teenagers, and toddlers, obviously, but they cannot adopt other adults, and you also cannot set the relationship as this is my child. So you could potentially go to the sim blender, go to family, Sophie Miguel, and here set as my child. It automatically does that if you adopt her, but if you would take the steps like separately, you would have to set her as my child. But it takes a lot more steps because you have to like build the relationship from all sides, and adopting her through the family tree does most of those steps automatically, except for getting to know them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to relationship, Sophie Miguel, set remove, set have met. And we're going to do the same thing for Amin, relationships, Sophie Miguel, set remove, and set have met. Now you can see that I've done it like 1,000 times. I just created a new neighborhood and there were like 150 sims. Now I'm exaggerating. There were like 80 sims on one lot, and I was trying to create families out of them, which is nice because you can actually see them in game and you can like move them around until you have the right combinations of families that you want. But it takes a lot more effort to create families with the sim blender because then they are like all here and you have to skip through all of these names. So it's a lot easier if you just create the families one by one. Trust me. So now we have a complete family tree and we have the relationships where all 3 of them know each other. Now there's one more thing, and that is the sibling relationship. So if you would do this through the second way, so you would take Amin, for example, go to family, go to Sophie Miguel and set her as child, and you build the relationship from there. You do not establish a relationship between the siblings. So again, by adopting, it automatically sets these two as siblings because they're both adopted by the same set of married parents, which immediately means for the game that then these two must be siblings. So that's really nice. That saves you a step. So that's it. And now this family is all ready to either move out or start their lives, or you can start playing them. So let's take a look at their makeovers. And there's one mod that is really going to be helpful for that. But before I forget, I also promised you that I would show you how to age them down. So say that we will want, for example, Amin to be aged down to a toddler. We can easily do that by going to the sim blender. You see that we're using the sim blender a lot for this video. Okay, so these guys decided to be cute and distract me. Let's say that we want to age Amin down to a toddler. So we are going back to the sim blender. We are going to go to aging, and you can see that there are a lot of options here. We can age him down a few days, either up or down. You can just grow him up, which will grow him up to the next life stage. If you do that for an elder, they will die. And you don't have to go like one step up or one step down. You can just take an adult and age them down to a toddler. So let's do that for Amin. And I'm actually kind of curious to see what he would look like as a toddler. There we go. Oh, he's just immediately going to Ricky to hug him. That's so cute. So yeah, after some initial staring at the toddler because they are just so cute, we are going to give him a makeover. And we do that by clicking on him using the Gutsy Up mod. And there's a new version that includes toddlers, which I will link in the description below because I didn't know it was there. So maybe some of you don't know it was there. It is there either. So yeah, we are going to click Gutsy Up and you can just buy clothes every day, just like you do for adults. And I guess most of you are familiar with this mod. What it does is it gives you your entire cast collection of clothing and you can just buy it without any cost. So let's say that we would give Amin this nice teddy bear outfit. We are going to put it in the cart and we are going to add it to our closet, and we can just choose that he is going to wear that and he is going to change. So let's move them all here. And you can do the same with his appearance. So we're going to change appearance. You don't have to drag him to a mirror anymore. And we can say this is his new hairstyle. And I really like this. Here's the name of it, by the way. It's by Episims, apparently, for the 2 wavy hog detail. I really like that hairstyle. I'll look it up and put it in the description below. There are some other cool ones too. But yeah, these are the only ones I have for little boys right now. Except for the defaults. So this is going to be Amin's new hairstyle as a little toddler. And yeah, which means that it is going to be, and he's just going to crawl away. Well, then I'll do the bridge to the next segment without Amin. So yeah, it's time for us to start looking at the makeovers that I gave all of the other toddlers, and I'll meet you at the end. So enjoy this little segment with the music and looking at all the little toddlers, and I'll talk to you afterwards. So yeah, apparently I am like incapable of keeping things short, or at least when I don't write a script, I ramble. So I hope that this was clear and this helped you if you wanted to do something like this for yourself and you didn't know how yet. Yeah, at least when I don't write a script, I guess this is the chaotic mess that you get. So welcome to my head. And yeah, I just really wanted to do like a short and simple video because I've been working on the Build a City challenge, and I ran into an issue with one of the lots and with the new lot that we're going to visit. So it took me a little longer than I expected, and I had planned for everything to be ready before I went on my short vacation, which is going to be tomorrow. Yeah, that didn't really work out. So I really needed like a little break to do something small to at least give you a small video. So that's what this video was all about. And I'm going to pick up the filming of the Build a City challenge after I come back. So it will take a little longer than I initially intended, but it will be there and we are going to continue. And as you can probably hear throughout this video and before, my voice still hasn't really recovered from that cold. So I'm hoping that after a week of not filming videos, no meetings and no presentations, that my voice will recover and will be ready again when we start filming the next episode of the Build a City challenge. And yeah, I really hope to see you there. So I hope you have a good week and I'll see you next time. Bye!